Everyone, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down vertical integration and how you can apply it to your business to become more profitable and make more money this year. Vertical integration is simply just owning more of the steps needed to fulfill or manufacture your products and services. The best example of this and why it's so valuable is on a normal, typical business. To grow it, you just have to sell more units. But vertical integration is taking a look at what is already being sold, and out of that supply chain or out of what you outsource to other businesses to fulfill that total package price, you start owning, producing, or servicing more, if not all, of that entire package that's being sold. An example of this, I have a cousin that is a wedding planner. And we were talking about how she can become more profitable and make more money. Of course, she can do more weddings. She can hire more wedding planners. That's obvious, right? But what we looked at is her average wedding that she does is anywhere between $100,000 and $1 million. And they're only going to get bigger. These take time. These take a ton of planning and focus and energy. But she makes about 10% per deal, give or take. How could she make more money for every single wedding that she's doing? They're spending a ton of money. She's only getting 10%, which is good. They're big deals. But how could she make more? It's simple. When someone has, let's say, a $100,000 wedding, what else are they paying for besides her services? For a venue, they're paying for the catering, the food, the tables, the tents, the music, the DJ, the bartender. There's so many different things that is being transacted in that deal. So how could she double, triple, even quadruple her business without actually having to do any more output? Just simply vertically integrate her business. A simple way would be to own multiple size tents that she can rent to the wedding that will be under her package. The next thing that she could do is build one and eventually multiple wedding venues, where wedding venues, people pay anywhere between $5,000 to $100,000 to rent for 1 to 2 days. Unbelievable. And so she could add those products and those services. So when she does a transaction, instead of making $10,000, she may end up making $30,000 to $40,000 profit per deal, which 3 to 4x's her business without actually having to do more units. So if you think about this from a roofing standpoint, an HVAC business, most of service-based businesses are heavily sales and marketing based, meaning they outsource the installation, the fulfillment, and the manufacturing of the products. The largest companies in the world are full stack, which means they handle everything from sales, marketing, manufacturing, and distribution. And the more that you own, the more that you control. Now let's talk real quick about the benefits of vertical integration and eventually becoming a full stack service business. There's a saying I love that is the only person that made money during the gold rush is the guy that sold the shovels. When you look at a specific marketplace, the bulk of the guys chasing gold are all buying shovels from 1 to 3 companies. For example, if there are thousands of roofing sales companies, and maybe they do some of the installation themselves, let's say 40%, the rest contract people out, but almost all of them are buying the actual roof and finding it from a roofing manufacturer that is in the United States that they are all buying from. Billions and billions of dollars are being purchased, and then they go and do the installations. The benefit to being the manufacturer of this is that they control everything, the supply chain, the price. They are needed by everyone else that is working hard to actually pay and buy from them. So if you're a roofing company, one of the first things that you can do is start having your own crews. This is going to improve your quality. It's like you're going to improve the speed at which you can actually install the roof. And you can actually have much more quality control, culture control, and be more consistent. Because any of you guys that have utilized contractors, it is a fantastic way to grow your business. And I think it's great to do early on. But eventually, you start getting diminishing returns as you start doing tons of projects. Now, how do you determine what you need to vertically integrate next? The first thing I would ask is, what do you outsource that costs the most money right now? That's a great question. The second one is, what would be the easiest next best thing to vertically integrate? You don't have to do all of this at once, but you can do it step by step by step until you become a full stack service, technology, or whatever type of business that you're in. But you want to control as much of the deal as possible so you'll have better reviews, better fulfillment, but most importantly, better margins. And if you want to stay in business long, weather the storms, and become a more successful business, the higher the margin, the more problems you're going to be able to deal with. I can think early on, I still think of the first really relatively big chaotic problem I had. It was about 10, 11 months in my first company. That year we did 5.6 million in sales. I took some of my family to Colorado. I'm getting on the ski lift first day. I have AC/DC playing. I'm happy as can be. I'm looking at our install list that morning. Everything looks good to go. We're having a great week. We got this big $90,000 deal getting installed. All of a sudden I get all these calls. I'm like, man, what the heck's going on? I'm supposed to be on vacation. I'm getting all these texts. Next thing you know, a project manager didn't get approval on time. The HOA lady runs across the street, screams bloody hell, curses out our install team, tells them to get off. Long story short, I had to buy this person $25,000 to $30,000 roof, plus patch everything, plus lose a $90,000 deal, plus advances to sales reps and marketing and ad spend. I lost tons and tons of money, and it was just a random Tuesday, just something I had to deal with. And if you don't have a strong margin, it's going to be very difficult. If we would have vertically integrated and not contracted that out, maybe we would have been able to better control that situation and not have that experience happen. So think about, ask yourself the right questions, and find a way to vertically integrate something or put together a plan to do this over the next 2 quarters. Hope you guys enjoyed this, guys. If you would like to apply for mentorship, I have an Inner Circle group. There's Grant Mick Consulting link below. Just book a quick call then, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment below. Bye, guys.